And we are live. Greetings, friends.
You were right. Oh, this place. Oh, it'll be perfect for us.
Bowden Gamer Boy. Welcome. Metro Edits says Ash Williams. Don't really know that reference, Metro. And Levi Elijah says, hello, everyone. Greetings, friends. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we finish the cutscene commentary. At least for now. Forgot we were doing this. I was so distracted by my Red Dead 1 playthrough. So we're working on that. Just got the Gatling gun with Irish and Seth. Not Seth. West. At any rate, a few days later. How's everyone? How's your weekend? How's Monday? We're on the water. Technically, Clemens Point is probably my favorite camp. Just because we're on the water.
Gentlemen. Well, look what the cat drug in. Well, look who it is.
Miko is here. Miko, greetings. Shout out to the Philippines. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio and everyone. And Bowden Gamerboy says, what's groovy, Antonio? You're groovy, Bowden. Appreciate you being here.
This is quite some country.
Sadie's here. She's very tired. You only see her when she's tired.
Lee Gray. This is my deputy Archibald McGregor.
It's good to meet you.
You a Scot?
Partly. The best part.
Of course.
And we meet Josiah Trelawney again. Oh, how is the in-game audio versus my audio?
He was accused of running a gold mine.
If someone can tell me, I want my voice to be louder than the in-game audio.
He's a magician. I know him. He's a fool.
Miko, let me know.
Now, can we...
There were complaints. There are complaints if the audio is too low. There's complaints that if the audio is too high. There's never a happy medium. It's impossible to satisfy everyone. But we do what we can. Bowden says, thanks, man. Much appreciated. Hope everyone else's Monday wasn't too bad. No, Monday was good.
Bring him out here.
It's good to get back in the swing of things.
Sounded like quite a commotion.
I was a little busier than I expected.
Sincerely hope so.
Old Anders Anderson.
So what now?
Take him in.
Mr. Gray. We got him. Very good.
The game moves so fast when we just watch cutscenes. It's funny. Cutscenes are essential. When we finish this commentary, this live stream commentary, David, greetings, friend. It's a good ratio. Thank you for telling me. I appreciate that, and I'm glad you're here. David, what's for dinner? Also, David, tell me when is a good Saturday for Commando. Not next Saturday. Next Saturday we are going to watch The Way of the Dragon. That's the one with Bruce Lee and no, I'm blanking on his name. And Chuck Norris. It was originally The Return of the Dragon because it was released after Enter the Dragon, but it was actually filmed before Enter the Dragon. Zoidy Pepper is back and says, howdy, cowpokes. How was your new year? And how's Sadie doing? Sadie's very sleepy, Zoidy. She's down here. She had a long day, and she's very tired now. You only see her when she's tired. David says, anytime. Okay, so maybe next Saturday after next, which would be...
Two old plantation houses falling out. Rebel gold.
The 20th. Let's plan on the 20th for Commando. That'll be fun. I'll let him go.
I've heard about bounty. There's been a price on my head for 13 years.
Zoidy says, ah, bless her. Yes, she is blessed.
Have a little sport. Well, they're good bounties. Where you hear this? Some fellas I met at a camp near the state line said there was talk of it in bars.
I know what you meant, Zoidy. No worries.
500 miles. There was talk of super agents.
Arthur's hair is a little longer than I prefer, but this is a very old playthrough.
I'm sure it is, but I couldn't not tell you. Stay out of trouble. Thank you, gentlemen.
Metro asks, how are you doing, Super Antonio? I'm doing great. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Happy to be here.
Come on, Arthur. Let's get her in the water.
I got a good feeling about fishing here. You're supposed to be
David says, remember when I said I'll kill you last? I lied. That's the, I forget his name, but he's from the Warriors. He's that guy. Warriors come out to play.
Let me roll. You boys
He had a long career. He's also in John Wick
For anything else,
as one of the cleaners.
quick for me, old man.
I enjoy picking out
I will be ready with the Wikipedia facts when we watch that movie. But we shall watch Bruce Lee. So he says, I'm glad you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well as well,
I think
Zoidy Pepper.
well, I mean, we gonna be okay. I know. Well, I always know. Whenever I got you two by my side, things gonna be just fine. This place will be good for us. For now, anyway. I hope so.
What is wrong?
Zoidy says, thanks, I'm doing okay, thank you.
Chopping vegetables for a living.
And here comes Mrs. Adler.
Sorry, madam. Was there insufficient
Note the
feathers
gold
in your
necklace.
pillow?
I ain't
David says,
lazy,
David
Mr.
Patrick
Morgan.
Kelly, yes.
I'll work, but not this.
Good man.
Ain't cooking work?
You, David. He played a lot of villains, as I recall. Sully was his name in
My husband and
in
share
Commando.
all of it.
My friend,
I was
he's
out
dead
with
tired.
friends,
So many great
hunt,
lines in that
carry
movie.
a
They really
knife,
went out
or
of their
use a
way.
gun. But I tell you, you keep me here, I'll skin this
That'll
man
be fun.
on food and serve him for dinner.
Watch your damn mouth, you crazy goddamn fishwife! Enough, both of you! Well, come with me then. You want to head out there? Run,
Sadie is wearing
man.
2 gold necklaces.
But we do more than
Where'd
just
she
hunt.
pick those up?
We're hunting.
But she's better, she's happier, well, more or less. She's found a role in the camp and she's not happy with it.
Good.
David says, also in
Need
48
anything,
hours.
Mr. Pearson? Maybe me and Mrs. Adler gonna
Yeah, I remember him.
ride.
We'll talk about him in depth.
There's my list.
Metro Edit says, nice outfit, Super Antonio. Are you talking about Arthur?
Come on.
That is his warm weather outfit.
Are you coming with me
Paisley
then, woman?
vest and open collar and rolled sleeves.
So I've graduated from chopping vegetables.
I have
to
traveled
shopping.
widely, making no small name for myself. I like that scene, because you bond with Sadie, but also you get a little window into Mr. Pearson's
I enjoyed
character
myself out there.
Yes,
and how Mr. Pearson
Mrs. Adler
thinks of
did
himself,
okay.
That shopping.
like
Yes,
a cornered
shopping.
tiger.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Don't mention it. I would ride with you again, Mrs.
They shared something on that ride.
Maybe. If you prove you can handle
Metro
yourself.
Edits says both. Well,
Say I
Joy
laugh
Divisions
and
is
laugh.
one of my favorite
I ain't
bands,
afraid of gun smoke.
and I do like to wear
You've already
a
done
different
me a
T-shirt
big
for you
favor.
guys on all these streams. I'm running out of shirts though.
High and mighty.
Of course, of course. Oh, and here is my dear friend.
David says one of my favorite lines coming up.
Is a hunter. Boy
Boy is a hunter. Boy is a killer.
Not been introduced to Mr. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sheriff.
Note Bill with the wheat stalk that he's
Tough
chewing on
business you boys
nervously.
We did.
had. Well, there's no need to pretend.
You would
with
think he'd be
me, sir.
smoking.
Life can be tough.
So it can.
And no man
Is that a bolt action he's
knows
holding?
another
Does Bill have a
anything.
bolty technically before us? That's not
Bill,
fair.
you were hard
I wonder if
done
there's a way to get that.
losing your employment like that. But still, here in Rhodes, we have
I'm sure if we
work
threw
enough
some
for
dynamite
honest
at him,
men.
get him to drop
Some
it.
strong stuff. Still, don't seem to be doing you any harm, I guess.
Levi Elijah says, I wish you could get Hosea's hat. He does have a fine hat. But it would involve hurting Hosea, and we don't want to hurt Hosea.
Up in this world. Deputies.
Also, Red Dead 1 West Dickens reminds me of like a combo of Hosea and Uncle.
Oh, Sheriff,
He has the articulateness of Hosea
Now listen, sir.
and the uselessness of Uncle.
Shine in them woods, though, and it is costing this county its good name. And
The sheriff has a fine mustache.
Income. You boys
We did the
will
chariot
mind
race,
figuring it out.
completely
Maybe we'll make you permanent.
completely whiffed it.
I gotta set me
Horse ran out of stamina. Couldn't figure out how to race those guys. Came in last. Ultimately skipped the entire scene.
Liquor never dulled a good
Went to the
man,
next
says
checkpoint. Very embarrassing. Not well done, Marston.
Well done. Well, forgive me, but me and my men must return to our lives.
Dutch is hatching plans. Get in between the two of these families. Find the southern gold. Zoidy says, Sadie Adler is a good woman. I think she's one of my favorite in the game. I like her accent. She's a great caricature. You know, so far, I'm liking Bonnie better. I'm going to do a video, Bonnie versus Sadie. And David says, that's the race I was talking about. I hate that race. I never want to do it again. Unless I figure out how to manipulate that, that cart. We were in first place for a little bit, but it was difficult to maintain. Levi Elisha says he has lumbago. If he didn't, he would be the one who shot Uncle. He would be the one-shot Uncle. Yeah.
We have a life on a land so stupid, a backwater so backwards that even we are like geniuses. Bill, get this stuff out of here. Come on, you ride with me.
Every plan Dutch had from Coulter on led them deeper and deeper into disaster.
They're running away.
He couldn't dig himself out of that hole. Starting with the train job, raiding Cornwall's
When you
train.
get to be my age, well, you'll know that better than anything. You
Just
will.
kept,
I had fun
but
with
you know,
today. You're-
he
I was gonna say you're like a son.
he was trying to make up for Blackwater. So that's his motivation. But it led the gang down a dark spiral.
I'll see you at the sheriff's office.
I like how Bo says phalanx,
Excuse me, friend.
irregular phalanx of Northerners or Yankees.
I guess.
We don't get a lot of traveling men here, and suddenly there's a whole phalanx of mysterious but strangely helpful Yankees about the place.
Is there?
What are you doing here?
I was just looking for work.
Looking for something. Don't worry, your secret's
David
safe.
says just attack the oil fields with eagle flies.
Secretly normal.
Yeah, that's a hard one. A hard one emotionally. It's not too difficult technically.
And the Braithwaites.
I don't want to kill anyone.
I love her, you know.
Love who?
Penelope. But it's impossible.
Love tends to be complicated.
So what he says, I also like Bonnie. She's
I'm Bo Gray, son of Tavish Gray.
in the first game. I was still playing the first one. I'm about halfway through. I think it really brings back memories, and I get more now from when John talks about his old life. I agree. It adds so much dimension to John's character. Levi Elijah says, I like to get all camp upgrades in Chapter 3, then free roam in peace in Chapter 3 and Chapter 2.
Like a woman from the future.
Yeah, I will get all camp upgrades in Chapter 2 when we finally get to back to Free Roam Fridays.
Would you help?
I don't want to get involved. Gang feuds. It seems unseemly.
I'll pay.
Leroy,
Got money.
greetings.
We Grays
Leroy
are
says,
always
greetings
money,
to
no brains
everyone.
behind but money.
Welcome, Leroy. Happy Monday.
I know she loves
We're doing
to
the
sit out
Chapter
in the
3
casino on
cutscenes.
the edge of the Braithwaite property. Take her this letter. and
David
this
says,
bracelet.
like Arthur
Please.
using harangued me and Sadie. Metro Edit says, Bo and Penelope are like a knockoff of Romeo and Juliet. Yes, I believe Arthur mentions that when he's talking to Hosea.
A letter and a gift. Well, we don't even know.
But I
each
do like Penelope.
It's not from me. It's from
From
She's
Bo.
quite the Southern belle.
Oh,
I like it. I like the accent. I like how she offers him lemonade
yes, he's a
because
little
she's just
strange,
so
but also
genteel.
So human.
manners.
The rest of our
Manners
families
count.
are Stuck in the dark ages, or well, I don't know, cave people perhaps. Bo's different, but if they find out,
Leroy, everyone is saying hello to
kill
you.
him, and send me to live someplace awful like Ohio.
I like these calm, quiet chats where everyone's friendly and there are no unruly
Uncle has a
bastards now
factory
that we
there.
have turned
He
on
was sort of
subscriber-only
black
mode.
sheep on account of having left. But now they tolerate
And we're going to
him
continue
because he's a
with
vicious
that.
snob.
Indefinitely, if not
Families
forever.
There's something else. You got a family, sir?
No, not really.
Well, they tolerate him because of the money. But me, with my
Note how the
ideas
ribbon
above my
in
station,
Penelope's
I
hair
can't
matches her
stand it.
dress.
That sounds
Little
pretty
details like that.
complicated. I don't know quite what to say.
Nothing to say except I hope they all rot. I don't, well, maybe a bit. But here, if you see Bo again, will you give this to him?
Sure.
David says, I prefer it, actually. Leroy says, decent Zoidy. We had a bit of rain where I am today, so I was kind of stuck inside, but it was a decent day regardless.
Might I have it?
Sure. But it'll cost you. I can't be bothered. Here, take it.
Thank you, Arthur.
Zoidy Pepper says, there's no need to be hostile. You want a friendly channel. Why watch if you're going to be mean? Exactly. But they don't know this channel. They just move around from chat to chat, seeing who's live, who they can bother.
Suffrage. Around here, they don't even like men voting. Bring back the monarchy, given half the chance. Progress is a dirty word in these
Levi
parts.
Elijah says, in Red Dead Online, you can get the big bounty hunter tent, and you can see Javier's bounty poster and the one girl gunslinger that we shoot counters with. Interesting. Metro Edit says, my phone is at 2%, so I probably can't stay much longer. That reminds me, we used to play a game with my friends where we would text each other our battery percentage, and whoever had the lowest would win. That was fun. And I could never get below 10%. I'd always just like, I had to start recharging. It really bugged me. Sean says, hi amigo, how are you? I'm excellent. Appreciate you being here, Sean. Happy Monday. We are hanging out in the Chapter 2 cutscenes. Oh, no, there's a lady, one of the suffragettes, on the left side of the screen. I really like how she runs. She runs like this. This is me as an NPC. There.
Miss Calhoun.
Sean says, I'm in Chapter 6 for the 4th time. Yeah, that's hard. Takes a lot out of you emotionally. But it's the best chapter for missions, technically. Very challenging. Leroy says, unfortunately, lives are a hot spot for trolls to linger around and cause chaos. Perhaps because they can get a quicker reaction out of people without delay. They want the attention. Yes, I agree, Leroy. That is very accurate and insightful. Levi says, bounty hunters I meant. And Sean says, if you remember me, I'm Wyatt. I just changed my name to Sean. Okay, I remember Wyatt. Zoidy Pepper says it's 3:20 a.m. Suddenly very sleepy. Really? Yeah, Zoidy, get some sleep. Appreciate you being here, but you need your sleep. David said only once did Arthur say his last name was Callahan. I also noticed in Red Dead 1 that John doesn't use an alias at all. He introduces himself as John Marston all the time. There's no Jim Milton. But I guess one, he's grown out of it, and two, the Pinkertons know who he is anyways. We just saved Bonnie. That was intense. I didn't like seeing her strung up. And then we have a bunch of like West Dickens and Irish and Seth missions, and we can't get back to Bonnie. Well, I know how Bonnie's doing. I don't really care about raiding Fort Mercer and collecting the pieces of a Gatling gun. But we're doing it.
Weren't we just leaving?
Who the hell is this?
Follow me, Ronnie.
What? You'll hit me?
Come on.
Sir, can you not see how idiotic you are?
This is awful.
Nobody died. Ain't that awful?
My cousins are vindictive bastards. My brothers are vindictive bastards. My cousins are worse.
They started it.
David, what was for dinner?
You should leave.
I will, as soon as I have enough money.
I had
My family.
pork chop, fried rice, and some dim sum.
Is your family very rich?
Yes, well, I believe so.
It was good.
But they keep me out of the discussions. I have more of a artistic temperament, so.
Oh, is that what they call it?
And some steamed broccoli.
Oh, you made a joke.
Broccoli may be my
I really
favorite
love it.
vegetable
I do.
Well, stick around.
currently, apart from
I
salad
thought you were trying to make me feel
stuff.
better.
I gotta go.
Me too. Oh, damn! I'm gonna be late. My uncle is quite as bad as you would imagine. Here, your payment. Thank you. Excuse me.
Zoidie says, "Yep, I woke up to an ad notification, saw
Just hunting for all
you,
these
Super
hillbilly
Antonio, so thought I'd drop in here. Been a while saying hi to all of you guys. Be back again one day. Are you doing Marston Free Roam Fridays?
Yeah?
Friday, I'll try to drop in. This Friday, we are doing a Red Dead 1 live commentary.
Think they war ain't never ended.
We will return to Free Roam Fridays when we're finished with Red Dead 1. David says, stuffed jalapenos and tacos for Jack in the Box. That's what I was in the mood for. I'm sure Hortus would have enjoyed that meal. David. Metro Edit said, I had some steak and baked potato. That sounds delicious. I always have room for steak, and so does this one.
Maybe a nice stash of weapons.
Just a
I think
bunch
she
of
knows
crazy-
that may be her favorite food.
Wow. Worth taking a look at least, isn't it?
That was my
I
thing.
gave her some beef
Said it
jerky.
was at
She
some
loved
place
that. Beef
called
jerky is
Shady
actually her
Beef in the
favorite
Woods.
food, but it was
Okay.
teriyaki beef jerky because I had a craving for it, and I'm sure there's garlic in it. Garlic is toxic for dogs, and it gave her a little bit of tummy trouble. So I've been looking for just plain beef jerky with nothing except beef and jerky, and I can't find anything. And I don't want to learn how to make my own beef jerky. I'm sure there are YouTube videos, but I'd rather just buy something off Amazon.
Hey, the camp's in these trees up here.
Let's get there.
Anyways, she loves beef jerky. And Free Bolty.
Arthur, Lenny, coming back.
This is a fine rifle.
These are fine rifles. Right? I'll keep one, just for me. Hey,
Levi Elijah says, I had some tacos.
you know how to fight.
Soft tacos or crunchy tacos? I prefer the crunchy tacos, personally. I figure if I'm going to have a soft taco, I might as well have a burrito.
What are you doing?
And this, we had to speed run specifically for this mission, all the way to chapter 3, just so we could get Arthur into his regular Arthur outfit.
Cut ourselves a deal.
I get you.
You and Dutch was just doing your duty when you requisitioned.
So he says, bet she did love that. Sounds nice. Don't give her onions. They poison and will make her sick. Don't know if you knew that. I did know that. And it's ironic because I love onions. I love garlic. And I can't eat it.
Relax,
Onion rings?
rob you. Oh, it seems that's easy enough.
Yeah, I knew that. Because I don't want to eat anything I can't share with her.
$1 a bottle?
Give us 50 cents.
It's already ours.
Metro says, same. I prefer crunchy.
Finding the property.
Yeah, if it's soft, you might as well just have burritos.
Now, who wants to
And I
get
do like
shot over
burritos.
a bottle or two of liquor?
Pay the man.
Sadie's under the desk now.
Pleasure doing business with
She
you.
wants to chew on her antler.
Listen, we didn't take it. least not without orders.
Oh, I know
And
exactly
she's
who
resting
gave
on her
you
foot,
your orders.
on my foot.
Old Sheriff Gray. You know what? I don't want it. In fact, sir, now you can do me.
Did you hear that tail flap?
There's an extra $10 if you do.
That
Drop
tail
the stuff
shake
in the
flap?
rooms, head over to the tavern run by Mr. Gray and give the stuff out for free. Mama! Hush now. I believe they call that a promotional expense.
Hosea gets a little flirty with Mrs.
You
Braithwaite.
boys come back sometime and tell me how you made out.
Note she's wearing purple like a fancy Santini lady. Levi Elijah says soft tacos. I put some homemade sauce on it and lime juice. That lime juice adds a little zing, adds a little brightness to the flavor profile. This scene right here. Keep them coming, Fenton. So I just left the entire thing in there because one, it's funny. Two, I needed the music. Three, we worked really hard. It took like 3 days to get here. Zoidie says, my mom said snails are bad, so keep away from them. When my dog was a puppy, she told me that. Oh, I didn't know that. Metro says, did you name your dog after Sadie Adler? I did. I did for the channel. Her full name is Super Sadie. Ali, greetings friend, says, I forgot how much I liked Catherine Braithwaite in this part of the story. Also, do you have an ETA on your horse show submission? Oh. Well, we are well over 17K, so I really should be thinking about that. I'm very distracted, Ali, by my Red Dead 1 playthrough. Let's do an ETA right now. I will try to get the horse submission video out, if not this week, early next week, and we will think about doing the horse show in the first week of February, which is February 5th. How's that sound? Keep 'em coming, Fenton.
Good evening, gentlemen. Quiet libation. Me?
Levi Elijah says, I'm about to go. I have to work tomorrow. I'll be here all day Friday. Okay, well, we'll be here. We'll start our Red Dead 1 playthrough. Also, interesting Red Dead 1. There's, the cutscene to player playing action ratio is like, I would say 50-50. Cutscene to playing in Red Dead 2 is like 30 to 70. 70 being playable. If that makes sense. Well, you know, what I mean is there's a lot of cutscenes in Red Dead 1. What's that about? Ali says, sounds good, bud. Cheers for that. Appreciate you being here, Ali. Have a great Monday. David says, see ya, Levi. Glad you're here, David. What happened to your cohort, O-Dog? What did you do to him? What did you say? Thanks, David. I'm just teasing you.
So, what do you think?
About what?
Fine.
Leroy says, bye, Levi.
Oh, real nice.
Exactly. On the one side, we have got the Gray family. Scots, degenerates, drunkards, the local law. You couldn't make this stuff up.
Note
Rich
how Arthur is on
and on the
Dutch's
other,
right
our
side
mortal enemies,
and
the Braithwaites,
Micah is on
moonshiners,
Dutch's
hypocrites,
left
both
side,
rolling,
his
we believe.
sinister side, as the Romans would
In the
say.
middle of it all, you got some
And he's not
big
listening to
red retailer
Arthur anymore,
Romeo and
his right-hand man. He's listening to his left-hand
What you
man.
boys thinking?
We try to rob them both.
Also note body language, how Micah had his hand on Dutch's chair.
Because
Zoidie says, I'm going to try and sleep now. Nice dropping in to support your channel. Wish the time zone wasn't different. I'll also try and have a look at Red Dead 1. if I wake up. What time will you be on Red Dead 1 playthrough? 7 p.m. PST, just like Free Roam Fridays, except we're going to do Red Dead 1.
Hosea should definitely take the lead.
And
I
then
sent
we shall
Sean
do
over to Braithwaite Manor, too. Now
we
you
shall
can meet
do
up with
Return
John
of the Dragon, a
or
Bruce Lee
join
movie
John
for
and
movie
Javier
night.
at the Gray's
And then I
place.
forgot we're doing
We'll
cutscenes, so
Braithwaite's
Sunday and Monday will be
spies.
cutscenes.
How the hell did we
Chapter
get in at the Grace
4 and
place?
5, I
Gray
guess.
kindly put in a word with his father.
We have to
It
finish the
ain't that
cutscenes
complicated.
before we get
We got
fully
to
into Red Dead
convince
1.
each family that we're on their side, and then we run.
David says, see ya, Zoidy.
Before they figure out it was us that done it, and not the other lot, we'll be long gone.
And then the next movie night after Bruce Lee will be Commando, co-hosted by David V. and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ray Don Chong.
Well, I guess we all gotta pay for something. Now, if you will excuse me, Arthur, I got to write a letter.
And have you met my partner, Arthur Morgan? No?
I met your son.
Moving on to Cerberus.
Mr. Gray here was saying how he had problems with a family of degenerates.
Oh, well, nobody likes degenerates.
Hag and her inbred sons. They ruined this county. They killed my uncle.
Mr. Gray has some fine mutton chops.
Problem is, we can't be seen to get too close.
And?
We've got gold.
I always like Jose's or Javier's watch chain on his vest. It's got a little knife on the end of
Daddy
it.
came over on the boat from Scotland.
I'm Scottish.
It's dangly.
Braithwaite's?
It would be distracting during a fight unless he's using it.
I don't know. Mongrels. Slave fuckers. All you gotta do is look at them.
How much gold?
Enough. These are
Also,
prize
John is
goods.
far more articulate
Them, they'll get you.
in Red Dead 1 than he is in Red Dead 2.
5,000.
Zoe says, thanks, David. That's kind of you to say. See you all soon. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you, Zoe. Appreciate you being here.
Over there, we'll run them out of state and give you 50 cents on the dollar.
You have a good night.
get
Sleep
yourself-
is important.
Just keep us away from this. Publicly, I mean.
My sense is we keep all horse wrestling away from the public.
That's funny. I didn't even notice Sadie getting back into her co-host chair. She brought her antler with her. This thing.
What you boys want?
Getting.
Heard
Now
you
she's
was,
mad that I took it.
Heard you pay good
She got that
prices
for Christmas.
horses.
Oh, we'll buy more or less anything, Pop.
Clay and Clive. Clive doesn't talk much.
I'm Clay Davies. That's my brother Clive. We're twins.
John, Arthur, Javier.
So what are you? Cuban?
No,
I don't like Cubans.
that's so.
Maybe. Why, what do you care? You ain't Cuban.
Maybe I like Cubans.
Clay's ears always bother me.
Ooh,
The
you're
way they
funny.
stick
You
out.
is funny. Ain't he funny, Clive? Clive don't talk.
No, Clive has the
Twins,
same
but
ear
I'm from
profile.
First.
But, you know,
He's
they're
not all
twins.
Yellow and black, but he's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I know these horses. They ain't yours, but I like 'em.
Careful with the
I'll
merchandise,
give you-
Clive.
I'd give you 650 for 'em.
I was told we could get up to $5,000 for it.
And I was told the moon was made of ladies' tears. Only it ain't true. Not one little bit.
But
I like you boys, but I ain't got more than 7.
We picked up the rabbit's foot trinket
town, and maybe someone there
from
will
the
have
general store
Need more than
in
that.
Red Dead 1,
Hey,
which is
I know
basically
more
the buck
money,
antler
Pop.
trinket.
Here,
Trinket.
Take it or leave it.
No, not buck antler, the elk antler trinket. So it, you know, it gives you a 10% bump to all looted cash. And we are, that's very helpful. We should have gotten that first, with the first 25 bucks we had.
Close the gate, Clive.
Herandro says those twins are something else. Welcome, friend. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday.
Believe the yarns spun us by one of that Gray family.
And technically, you don't know because this is behind the scenes, but after this cutscene,
We felt like
we ran and picked up Cerberus.
Hey, Arthur.
Yeah.
So, tell me, is your people, Jacobites are English lovers, are there?
My people were peasants. We had no time for politics.
My dad would say that no
Irish
politics
in
was-
Red Dead 1 is so useless
Why?
compared to
Because there ain't
Sean
no
and even
judgment
the
here.
O'Driscolls.
Most folks hate the Negroes, they hate
I
the
wonder how
Redskins, the Jews,
much he
even us
influenced
Irish.
the
You ain't so
the
free in
devs in their
politics.
development of the O'Driscolls and Sean.
In that case, you're gonna want what I just found for us.
What's that?
So yeah, I'm loving Red Dead 1. 2, it's giving me a fresh and interesting perspective on Red Dead 2.
Then I come across this hunter down by the river. He tells me they're a stick-up crew.
And 3, I don't
Says
think
they
I
had a
will make
train
any
a couple of
specific
days
Red
back
Dead
there
1
every
videos
ranch.
apart from the
I swear he
live
was.
stream
Heard the problem
commentary,
with
but
the
I will
about the
be
bad
making a
boy.
lot of comparison videos.
No reason.
Toy Collector Momo, I like your username, friend, says, I finished the final mission as Arthur, and I swear to God, I got goosebumps when my horse died. I literally got goosebumps. Yes, that is a very painful scene.
Think they're mean? They're about to get a lesson in mean.
It's really hard, especially first time.
This is more like it. Good work.
Hey,
What toys do you collect, Momo? I collect 6-inch, 6-scale action figures
Get to give the camp its
and
share. Supplies don't appear
the
by
6-inch
magic.
ones.
all right. Don't need the lecture again. See you back at camp.
Yeah, but I love action figures. It's like, but they're expensive, and I don't want to fill up. It's like I'm very compulsive when it comes to collecting, and I don't want it to get out of hand.
Very funny. I saved your life, and now you torture me. Ho ho! Shut up.
Toy Collector Momo says dolls mostly. Yeah, well, action figures are technically dolls.
I'll teach you something.
I do have a selection of Monster High dolls.
You okay?
I show them on in the latest Christmas video, so you can check that out. You can check that out if you want. This is my least favorite stranger mission in chapter 3.
Jeremiah Compson stead.
Good for you. If that's anything to boast about.
They took everything from me.
Toy Collector Momo says it was my second time completing the game. So yeah, it's even worse when you know what's coming.
Way of living a career.
I stole a lot of things, but that's quite a lot.
Hirandro says, I know your pain. I've played the game several times and that scene still hits me hard. Yeah, I decided at the end of the full game commentary that's the last time I'm going to play the game from chapter 1 to epilogue 2. I don't think I'm ever going to go beyond chapter 3
Repossessed by the bank.
for the life of this channel. If we need references from chapter 6 onward, we're just going to have to rely on my game files.
Mementos, watch, old pistol, my ledger.
Where's this house again?
Compson stead.
David says just a few missions away from the end of it.
Charlotte Meadows. Banks says I can't go
Yeah,
there.
that's hard.
I'm living rough.
I can understand the completionist aspect,
Ever out that way,
but
I'll see what I can do.
I do like just playing with Arthur in chapter 2 and 3.
What you
Just staying
doing
with
here?
him.
We found this place first.
Easy. I'm just looking around for some things.
I am enjoying Red Dead 1
Revolver yours?
Binders.
as far as the game goes.
Son of a bitch!
But it's not really set up in chapters, it's just kind of this linear progression.
Oh man, you show some respect. I was respected once. I had a profession.
You asked me to get you something.
And I think I read somewhere that there's like 35 hours of like story mode gameplay in Red Dead 1, whereas there's over 60 in Red Dead 2. Ali says, I wish we got a little more from Molly O'Shea in the main story. I liked Sean a lot, but she always felt a pinch underutilized from chapter 3 onward. I would agree. I hate how she just like stands aside when Uncle takes over that mission.
pissing
What
on
are you doing? That's my
And I think you
history.
could have had more interaction with Molly and the girls. You know, apart from she's a society lady now.
Damn you!
Because she was friends with the girls before she stepped over and went with Dutch. Herandro says, Jeremiah Compson is very useful if you want to complete that horseman challenge where you have to drag someone with your horse.
You okay there, mister?
Yeah, you could do that.
Move.
I usually just find a random O'Driscoll camp.
I didn't mean any offense, sir.
Here's
Please.
Dr. Renard.
I'm very sorry, sir. You have
Renard means
yourself a
fox,
fine day, and I apologize for
in
any
case you're
offense
paying
I may have
attention, en
inadvertently
français.
caused.
What are you drinking, mister?
I like his purple
Nothing,
vest.
sir. Nothing at all.
Why are you acting so strange?
I don't mean to. I'm sorry for any offense.
How could you have offended me?
I have no idea. But I had no idea how I offended the last fellas. And they stole my wagon on account of my impudence.
Stole your wagon for back checks?
They didn't like my medical practice, I suppose. I was helping folk.
That wasn't popular?
I was undercutting the competition. Or I was too colored. Or I was irritating in nature. Or I was some know-it-all, big city slicker-headed to mean some good old boys of my fine words. The exact variety of my sins was the source of some conjecture, so they undercut me.
That ain't very nice.
That was my impression. Still,
Arthur's hair's a little too long for me. It's bugging me.
castration, defenestration, and crucifixion they offered me. I felt I got off lightly.
That's close to level 10. That's like level 8, maybe 8 or 9,
No great love
as
for
far
my
as hair
medical
goes.
practice. Too free with my wisdom and services.
Which way they
We do have
go?
an Arthur with a level 10
On the road,
beard.
that away.
We break him out every now and then for Halloween and such.
Please don't go to any trouble on my account.
And this wagon was so annoying to drive. If you're having trouble driving that wagon, go into first person.
Only people you want
Toy
to
Collector
see.
Momo says, I divide Red Dead 1 into 3 chapters. Chapter 1, New Austin. Chapter 2, Mexico. And Chapter 3, West Elizabeth. That makes sense. Yeah, I was going to say that it progresses. It's just a matter of opening up the map.
Something for your pleasure.
So it progresses by locations.
How about this?
We just, we're doing a Red Dead 1 playthrough, live commentary, starting this Friday, Toy Collector, and,
Thank you.
Thank you. It won't work for any
and
crime.
where are we? We
But you may not
just
need it to.
got the Gatling gun and all the
See me on
parts
my
for it
travels
from
and you're in
Irish.
need of something, make sure you come and say hello.
And saved
Travel
Bonnie.
safe now.
That was scary.
What are you doing?
Going fishing. The rivers around here.
Then a little fishing with Javier.
Fella I met showed me a couple spots.
Herandro says that wagon is straight from Django Unchained. Well, when did Django Unchained come out?
Come on, hey, join me. Show you.
To Django Unchained. That's 2012.
Hey!
Yeah, I would agree. That giant tooth inspired
Yeah, I can't stay for long.
the
Look at us. Like a couple of
little
old
chemical
friends.
thing on top of the apothecary thing on top of Dr. Renard's wagon.
All the fixins. I hope you boys left some room in your trousers.
And we included the Aberdeens. Technically, I wanted them in chapter 2, but I
Doesn't smell
forgot.
too bad neither.
Oh, stop it, you! How do you like it?
It's good.
Look at Bray's gold tooth. And as always, I love the look Arthur gives them
You know what?
when he
This place
figures it out,
used to be a
when the
pig
penny
farm
drops.
When we was kids.
Pretty sure they're eating human meat right now. Pretty sure Arthur ate
Still got each other, ain't that right?
human stew.
And we still
David
know
says
how
the
to
look on
have
there
a
it is.
killing time.
The look on his face.
Here, that's for
Uh-huh. I can't believe I was flirting with her.
Where are my manners? Drinks.
Yeah, I could
But she is
definitely
wearing a
use
silver chain bracelet, and you do need one of those. What is that?
Stuff will put hair on your chest.
Oh, I doubt
He needs that.
Let's loosen you up some more.
What the hell?
Man, this is technically not a cutscene, but I just included it because it's so funny.
Oh, about time. Take whatever cat she has on her, put behind Mom.
Hirandro says this scene was as awkward as it can be. Well, it is a Rockstar game. And they put in little scenes like this to remind you of it. And it's not as awkward as that guy in the swamp, which is basically the same, except way worse.
I'm sorry?
And Mr. Margaret.
I'm ruined. Ruined!
How so?
It's a disaster. Who wants to see a woman wrangle wild animals?
These side missions that are whimsical and don't really lead anywhere, I think, well, you do get a trinket out of it or a talisman. I think they are important for in the sense of building the world and also referencing Red Dead 1. Because you get the same kind of side missions in Red Dead 1. These ones are just brighter and more elaborate. Red Dead 2 is just so much better than Red Dead 1. Hirandro says, Old Sonny, you mean? Yes, Sonny, I forgot his name. And David says, Sally Nash. Yes, my favorite NPC. I love Sally Nash.
You see, I'm buggered.
Top Hat XD says, hello, friend. Hello to you, friend. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Welcome back to the cutscene commentary. And here's Mr. Margaret.
By the shores of the Limpopo. And a magnificent lion from the grasslands of Tanganyika.
Yeah, I see your problem. They're pretty hard to come by around here.
Listen, friend. Help a fellow out, would you? I'm beyond desperate. If you see any of them, will you bring them back here?
If I see a tiger or a lion or a zebra just roaming around.
Exactly. If, well, I believe the zebra's up near Larned Salt. Distinctive creature that he is. I'll make it worth your while.
All right, madam.
It's bloody Margaret, not madam. Good grief! You found him! Our zebra!
Well, you can call him that.
I like Arthur's line where he goes playing dolls dress up with donkeys is one thing.
You're missing the point, aren't you? It's an illusion. A trick of the eye to bamboozle the senses. Confound comprehension.
Hoodwink your audience?
David says it's either her sister or mother that works in the doctor's office in Saint Denis.
Don't be so dreadfully literal. No one will pay
Sally
for
Nash?
truth. They only pay
Interesting.
for deception.
Should take a look at her.
The allure of the stage. Dreams and reality.
Again, like Westworld, I think the devs just reuse files.
Beast on the plains of Mumbo Jumbo Land and shipping it here so it can dance.
Customizing as necessary.
Or turning. There. In the glare of
With a
the
game
archives,
this expansive,
something mundane
I'm sure there's a lot of cut and
into
paste
something
with little
extraordinary.
tweaks here and there.
It's the difference between prose and poetry. It's alchemy.
So all the animals escaped and scattered across the map. That's awkward. And
You don't pay me with tickets to your show.
Arthur just happens to come along, or 8 years later, John comes along and gets him
I
back.
shall make it worth your while. But first, we shall need the whole menagerie back before we can think about that. My assistant's gone for the tiger.
Toy Collector Momo says, question, who is your favorite stranger mission? Mine is the veteran because of the amazing horse he gives you. Buell. Too bad it only spawns at chapter 6 onwards. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, mister.
Oh.
Miss.
Howdy, mister.
I like Mr. Margaret, of course. I like this one. I would have to do it per chapter. There's so many favorites. I like the widow. I like the dinosaur lady. Are you a spy? A spy?
He's missing too. It is a right old
I like the random horse races.
Timbuktu, weren't he?
from Valentine, I think. He might be more of a kind of dog than a lion, but in a certain light, a feller could
Yeah,
never tell.
it's hard for me to pick just one.
Of course.
Black Belle.
Into them shrubs over there.
Okay.
The whole gunslinger thread.
Up on the wagon and I'll see if I can find his track.
Okay.
Oh, darn.
Stripey 8 King.
Found your dog. Ex-dog, ex-lion.
But yeah, the veteran. You can
I think a cougar took him.
chase the veteran and knock him off his horse and grab that Buell, Momo.
Your tiger is a wild cat?
And he will spawn another Buell, so you can have a Buell for John.
Oh, yes, sir. She's our star attraction.
Herandro says, I like this girl's hairstyle. Me too. I like her outfit. I didn't think, I knew she was a girl. It was like, hey, Mr. Madam, Miss. And then if you linger, Mr. Margaret will say, be a dear and fix me a martini. That's pretty funny. Top Hat XD says, playing Ghost of Tsushima, really great game on PS4. Oh, I love Ghost of Tsushima. It's like a samurai movie come to life. Beautiful scenery, great armor, excellent combat. A little thin on the open world. A little repetitive, but it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful game. We have a playthrough on the second channel.
Shit is the word. Someone saw him near Emerald Ranch.
Toy Collector Momo, does that bug still work? Yeah. Should.
I'd be very grateful.
You have to knock him off. I don't know if you can, dynamite him. You can dynamite him or lasso him.
So long, mister.
Chase him. You have to catch up with him. I believe it's after the second encounter. But that way you can have he doesn't die and you can get a second Buell for John. Odysseus returns. I love the classical references that all the characters say in this game. So the level of education was higher in 1899.
That could have been a goose for all I know.
A goose will hardly get them to their feet for the curtain call. Bring on the king of the
That's one thing we lost now that we have these things. Because we rely on this to give us our facts and to do basic math and even complicated math. David says, my gun is always empty on this mission. I always try to have mine loaded with explosive rounds, but it doesn't help. You gotta be quick.
What's a treasure? It is. You're a lucky man, sir. Very lucky man.
David says, reloads at the cutscene when you kill the lion. That's not a real emerald.
As clear as the Amazon, and as dear as all the gold.
If you try to sell it at the fence, it's worth, I think, around $40.
True value. Wait, I shouldn't. What would Daddy say?
Your daddy ain't here, and we had a deal.
But it's a fun souvenir.
Of course. A promise is a promise. Sally, get the wagons moving.
Ain't we waiting for the lion?
He's in the great hunting ground in the sky. Good day, sir, and thank you. But we really must be getting along.
Yeah, I won't keep you.
David says, the lion always kills me. Yeah, you gotta be quick.
Next time you see me, I'll be topping the bill, I promise. Or at least I'll be on the bill.
And don't even go for a headshot. Just keep blasting away at him. I mean, as soon as the game lets you, just start blasting.
But you went and kicked up all that commotion at Valentine. Now we was prepared
Don't be
to
fancy
run
about it.
there until you got involved in all that nonsense, and I don't know. I just feel like it's unfinished business.
That wasn't my fault. It was just one of them things.
How come every time I get in trouble, I'm called a fool and an idiot? But when you get in trouble, oh, it's just one of them things.
It's a good point.
I like that line of Bill's. Oh, it's just one of those things.
All right, well, what do y'all want me to do?
Hit the goddamn bank with us.
You really think it's worth going back there?
I also like the progression of Bill's character from Red Dead 1 to Red Dead 2.
No, just local boys being rounded up and pressed into action.
Meaning?
If we go in quick and quiet, we can hit it just fine.
He's more
If
confident,
there's four
but
of us,
still.
Y'all think it's worth the risk?
It's a bank, Arthur.
Still a little insecure and unsure of himself. When
According to the fella I met, yes.
he encounters his old gang, or also known as John, who remembers him from here, I guess.
All right, I suppose it's worth taking a look at least.
We should wait until the morning.
David says, no matter what, always reloading in the cutscene.
Gonna be performing.
Okay. So, Bill, this better be worth it.
Oh, it is.
It's so hard to keep these timelines straight.
I hope so.
Because Red Dead 2 is before Red Dead 1, but was written after Red Dead 1.
Mr. Morgan.
Herr Strauss?
That man. The debtor, Thomas Downs, apparently he's dead.
Dead? Huh. Well, he didn't seem very well.
And we have to check on Mr. Downs, or Mrs. Downs.
She will assume the debt, of course.
Of course.
When you can, head up there and collect. We lent them a lot of money.
Just a little bit of business left over from Chapter 2. Karen's dressed as a fancy lady. Note the hat.
They were just gonna rush on in afterwards. Just a small bank in a little town. Nothing that big in way of security. We just need to bring you along as a insurance policy.
Technically, this is the only successful bank robbery in the game.
I think I'd like to see that
And
little
it
girl
was planned by Bill and Karen.
Really do.
Interesting how they pick Lenny instead of Javier or Charles. They picked the kid.
Good luck, gentlemen.
Lenny's basically untested. Even though he's always the first one on his horse. I thought we had the lost little girl scenario. I guess that's not a cutscene. Gotta put it in. David says, you know I love the harlot. Yeah, I always go for the lost little girl. Because I like that line of Karen's where she's always trying to save everyone, aren't you, Arthur?
dangerous. Thank you, Bill.
We're alive and we're paid. I don't see the problem.
Yeah, and that is the problem. Bill, this is a very good take. That should be happy, even if it did come with a heap of trouble.
They are technically not that far out of town. It's like,
Get out of here. I have some other business too.
and once that train passes, the lawmen are right on the other side waiting for him. And where do they think they're going? Veering off like that back into Horseshoe Overlook. That's the only way out.
After that shack, this will be remembered like a good time.
Put the man down, gentlemen.
Charles has his sawed off. He loves that sawed off.
I think so.
So you're alive.
Allegedly.
Don't worry, they won't be for much longer.
Okay, go get them, Arthur. I can handle this.
Josiah took a beating.
He's mine. Let me take him.
Hard to explain that to his wife and kids. He'll say he fell off a horse.
Never finer.
So,
I just made that up. And in case you don't know, there's a scene where you can listen to Josiah's wife and family outside his apartment in Saint Denis.
what you tell him?
Not much. I told them.
I should make a video on that. I don't know if you how many people remember that. And there are new people playing the game now who are unaware of it. Make a note of that, Morgan. Or Sadie, who's asleep and not paying attention.
So I keep hearing. It might be best if I stay with you, gentlemen, for a while.
We got about 30 minutes left. This will be a short stream. 13 viewers in the chat. Appreciate you being here, friends.
There always seems to be more and more civilization. I want to get back in the open country of the West, or what's left of it, but even that ain't the way I remember it.
David says, okay, cowpokes, very early morning tomorrow. See you further on down the trail. Okay, David, appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great week. I'll see you on Friday.
Oh, your friend, the the liquor vendor. Hello?
Look at Sean drinking tea like a proper English gentleman.
Mrs. Catherine Braithwaite.
David says, y'all come back now, you hear?
So
Yes,
this one,
indeed.
he is big and as dumb as he
And
looks.
Well, he's surely
Mrs.
big,
Braithwaite and
but his
Hosea were
intelligence
playing
is a matter of
cribbage.
some conjecture. Some say he
Sean
is
was
dumb
hopefully
fellow.
being good and just
I think,
not talking.
he's not quite that dumb.
So these are the boys going to Caliga Hall?
Yes, we could take care of that for you, but one hates to
David says,
force
don't forget to hit that like button. Yes, please do. I hate saying that. Smash likes, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification button. Yeah.
Just the most beautiful miracle. Seems a lady can birth monkeys.
But you have to do it. I mean, you have to say it. If not for the viewer, for the algorithm wants to hear it.
Can I drive? Nope. You know what? Here, I'll go hiding back. If you can act naturally and stop us from getting into a fight before we're ready.
I like how Sean says, can I drive? And Arthur says no, but Sean does get to drive.
Just in there.
Right there.
David says, you don't have to, friend. I will. I appreciate that, David. Thank you.
The horse is like a swift one, do they?
Couldn't do without you, friend. And David says, ta-ta for now.
Quite a place you boys have got here. Reminds me of one of them big houses out in Donegal. Real fancy places they was, Hamish.
This mission was difficult. Me first playthrough, I kept getting noticed.
They can build quite that fancy.
Wasn't really paying attention to the
Hold up in here till it gets dark.
to the map. Now, of course, it's not difficult at all, and it's kind of fun.
Got these things ready.
But I was too focused on the percentage of moonshine that we were dropping, and not paying enough attention to the guards.
Plenty of guards out there. Here's how I feel we should deal with things.
This mission doesn't unlock fire bottles. You always you're able to make fire bottles from chapter 2 on, and you might be able to buy them from the fence even, but it does give you fire bottles.
And that old barn over there should go up like a torch.
How many of these boys you think you need?
This should do it. Let's head out the back. Look, once they get wind of us, there'll be no turning back, so move quickly.
Of course. I'm rebel stock, boy. I was born burning down manor houses.
We'll burn quietly.
And here we go. Very opportunistic of Sean to steal that payroll. That was smart of him. Sean would have been better at the bank robbery, but we'd already used Sean in the train job, so that's probably why they picked Lenny. I think Arthur gets kidnapped now. Next. Yup. Blessed are the peacemakers.
For they shall be called.
Hey, Molly, where's Dutch?
Well, however it goes.
I'm not sure all
Note
that
how
thought serves you and me
Micah
very
is sitting in Dutch's chair as if he's in charge when Dutch is away.
No doubt.
More body language,
The old man
posturing.
and Dutch have been running around, digging us ever deeper into shit. Old Mr.
And a
Pearson
preview of
gone
chapter
like a
6.
load a little. Pearson, ain't you curious?
I guess. Gentlemen.
Dutch, you tell him, fat man.
It's peace, Dutch. The O'Driscolls. I mean, I think there's a way.
What on earth are you talking about?
Get the words out properly, fat
And I
man.
like how Hosea says it's a trap. We made a short out of that. Did quite well.
But you know how I am in a fight, huh? Like a cornered tiger.
He's a cornered tiger.
Anyway, somehow it didn't, but we got
That
the time.
amazing comb
They
over of
suggested
Mr. Pearson's. It's
to end
always a
things
little
like
greasy, but I assume he puts pomade on it to keep it down and to keep it across.
Always telling us, Dutch, do what has to be done, but don't fight wars ain't worth fighting.
They want a parley?
Men didn't really start shaving their heads until the 90s to cover up that male pattern baldness. They would just like let your hair grow
Because you'll be protecting us.
up until, you know, the 80s and 90s.
A lot of them, if it ain't a trap, that's slim chance.
And now you just shave it off.
I don't see the point in any of this.
I do like that look better.
You gotta take.
I killed Combs' brother
The shaved look.
a long time ago.
Hosea wants nothing to do with it.
Then he killed a woman I loved dear.
And Dutch just wants to look him in the eye.
It's a long time ago, Dutch.
Micah's playing all angles.
Let's go. You and me, with Arthur protecting us, no one else.
What about me?
This ain't the time for tigers, my friend.
Arthur has that great line, "This ain't the time for tigers, my friend." And you think this mission is about the meeting between Dutch and Colm, and you do get to see Colm or you get to hear Colm for the first time, but it's actually about something else.
Sure.
So, how's your gang doing?
Which I'm sure you know.
Believing in ya? Better world. Pure world.
We will get to see Colm up close and personal. No pun intended.
How's that score you stole off us?
Which one?
Oh, I like that. It's like I said, this is a charismatic leader.
A lot of heat on us this time. Both of us. Whole heap of trouble.
Miko says, looks like Arthur was annoyed at Pearson for even bringing that up.
Why didn't you take it?
Well, still might.
I am.
Well, you know, to be fair, Arthur was annoyed with Mr. Pearson most of the time.
Yeah, well, I never liked him much.
I liked.
Colm is like an evil version of Dutch.
You always loved the ladies, Dutch Van.
So you would think, as Dutch progresses in the game and gets
What are we doing here?
more dark, Colm would get more light. So perhaps Colm is embarking on his own redemption arc that we know nothing about, and taking the gang in a different direction, and the O'Driscolls are slowly drifting into good, while we are drifting into bad. That would be fun. At any rate, Arthur gets kidnapped. It's not going to be good for him. Micah says, hello, greetings friend, happy Monday. Appreciate you being here. Just in time to see Arthur hanging around with Colm O'Driscoll in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Finally! Put his weapons over there!
Don't forget to recover your weapons when you do this mission. And your satchel, even though it will be, everything will be restored to you. Scary NPZ says, good analogy. Are you talking about perhaps Colm has his own moment of redemption? And as Dutch, you know, because they're, you have to see him as yin and yang, and if Dutch is going to go dark, then Colm has to go light. Micah says, my shoes got soaked today. They still aren't dry yet. Yeah, I hate that feeling of wet feet.
It ain't about the money, Colm. No. It's Dutch's famous cars. You killed a whole bunch of my boys. 6-point gag. I ain't
got no clue what you're talking about.
And Arthur is super tough. He's got a lot of core strength. He's gonna be fine.
And then all this crap between you two. We all got real problems now. The way I see it.
Also note, in Red Dead 1, as you know, as your health disintegrates, as you get shot, you get the blood spatter on the screen. And now, it's like the whole screen turns red. I like this more. You know, the blood spatter is very distracting. You know, the screen gets darker and darker as you, as your health diminishes.
Then disappear. You only met with him to grab me?
Also note how there's a lot of Red Dead 1 and Red Dead Online, because they do that blood spatter in Red Dead Online, I believe. And then with races, when you race, you are running over like those smoky fire patches, like they did in Red Dead 1. Yeah, his core is fine. Arthur's fine. Don't worry about Arthur. Though I'll tell you, first playthrough, I had no idea how we're going to get out of this. It's a very tense mission. Micah, we will be watching Return of the Dragon this Friday from 1972, I believe. Bruce Lee. Let's look that up. Actually, Way of the Dragon. 1972, yes. It was originally Return of the Dragon. Interesting. They say it's directed by Bruce Lee. I didn't know that. And we make it back. The piebald knows the way home. Micah says, you mean Saturday night? Yes, Saturday is movie night for this channel. Here's Sadie wondering when we're going to bed and why I'm talking but not talking to her. It is a Red Dead mystery.
Arthur. Arthur?
Arthur. I told you it was just...
Look how sad and concerned Mary Beth is. Arthur.
I got away. Yeah, you did. Miss Grimshaw, I need help. Reverend Swanson's gonna set the law on us. Oh, of course he was. I'm sorry, Arthur. It is a bit late for apologies. Swanson.
Yeah, he got he got the bullet out. Couple miracle tonics, he'll be fine.
You are safe now, Arthur.
Miko says the horse is the real hero there. Saved Arthur when no one else did. Yeah, the horse took him home. Horse knew the way home.
Miss Grimshaw.
And Miss Grimshaw will take care of him, but Miss Grimshaw has known him since he was 12 or 13, I'm sure. I'm certain Miss Grimshaw and Dutch were together at one point before she aged out. We get to see the Good Honor Buck because this is a Good Honor channel. And a few weeks later,
I thought I'd be burying you, Mr. Morgan.
Well, not quite yet.
we need a haircut.
Good. How you feeling?
About the same as you.
That beard looks ridiculous if you grow it out.
Well, take care of yourself.
You too.
I remember early playthrough, as in this playthrough, the reason I wanted hair that long was I was thinking of a Buffalo Bill, Wild Bill Cody type character. so he needed the hair a little longer. And here comes the opera scene, and we get to meet Alden.
Have you ever robbed a stagecoach?
No, never. Who would have even thought? Of course I robbed a goddamn stagecoach. You know I have.
And what's the problem with stagecoaches?
The armed man attempting to put a bullet in your head?
Not quite. The odds. I mean, is it worth the robbing?
Sometimes.
I know. But, well, if you'd like to come with me, I can introduce you to a new best friend, and he's going to give you all the decent, robbable stagecoaches a hot-blooded degenerate could require.
Well, I could require a whole lot.
A discouraged man.
Kind, sir.
Call him Arthur. He's one of us, a fellow man of distinction.
Regrettably, these encounters are not infinite. You will have to do all of them if you want 100% on your playthrough. But they are optional, after this one at least.
Thank you, Alden. Thank you very much.
Oh, and Josiah, if you or Arthur are ever out Strawberry Way, ask for my colleague there, a feller called Hector. He's also one of the, what did you call us again?
Discouraged men, Alden.
That's it, discouraged men. I like that.
Well, goodbye, Alden, or should I say, adieu?
Oh, adieu, Josiah.
Adieu. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm glad Miss Chester Stimpson's entire opera scene is in a cutscene because I included it because it's funny. It's amusing, even if it only amuses me.
Is located in a strong box, which is in the back. I'll put on a little performance.
Picked up a lockbreaker, in case you didn't notice.
Strong box and relieve them of their goodies.
And how do I open the strong box without threatening someone to open it for me?
That comes in handy. You can use it to break into the mayor's mansion.
Do this silently?
Well, I'm hoping complete silence won't
Only
be
after
necessary.
the first, only after a gilded cage.
This is Damson. Oh,
And to my knowledge,
of course, if anything goes wrong,
that lockbreaker only works on the mayor's mansion. Doesn't work on any other location. And of course, stagecoaches.
I hope you don't mind my
Might be patched. Haven't tried it in a while.
I'm preparing for a show.
It's a free country.
Did you say a show?
It's a small benefit to build an opera house in Blackwater. Just
Mrs. Chester Damson.
I flatter, but
Stop the coach, my good man! Stop the coach!
Josiah is just a flashier version of Hosea. You know, he's another con man. He's another trickster. He's not necessarily germane to the plot. I think they broke Josiah and Hosea's missions into two characters. And that's why they created Josiah. But also note, Josiah and Hosea are basically the same name. Micah says, have you tried the binoculars in the saloon glitch? I don't know that one, Micah.
Miss Damson.
What does that do?
Owe it to West Elizabeth.
Also, don't you appreciate how if I don't know something, I'll admit it. I won't just like immediately look it up and just, oh yes, the binoculars in the saloon glitch where you blah blah blah. No, I don't.
Might I have your card?
You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know, and it's better just to be honest about it.
I can't say enough about Mrs. Damson. Magnifico.
But I think it's one of the aspects of my character that makes this channel unique. Is I'm not afraid to fail, and I'm not afraid to show that, and I'm not afraid to
Well done.
to not know something and admit it.
Teamwork, my dear boy. Teamwork.
Here you go.
Thank you. Oh, jolly good. Go see Alden from time
Even
to
though
time.
I will fully acknowledge that my
Soon, Arthur.
knowledge of this game is vast and encyclopedic. but it's not intimate. And there goes Sean. No time to mourn him. We gotta go to work. Micah says if you point your binoculars at the bartender, they'll think it's a weapon and will start shooting at you.
We destroyed their farm. Should I go on? Go easy on him.
Well, they're very sensitive.
He was out trying to find a lead, same as you, same as Hosea. All you do is
We used the
complain.
binoculars to spy on Sadie from the saloon in Epilogue 2, and we didn't point it at the bartender.
Oh, you act so high and mighty, but you're no better than the rest of us.
Micah says very easy to start NPC fights with that glitch.
Now, and all you ever done was complain. You can fight, but you can't think.
You can't do either.
Okay, cowpoke.
Bill, take the boy's body. Bury him proper someplace quiet. Micah, best you and I don't speak for a moment.
I'm just so frightened by you.
Get out of my sight, pair of fools.
Sean was like a little brother to Arthur. He liked him. You rescued him. He was happy to rescue him. Makes this cutscene where he's talking in his journal
Like an annoying little
a lot sadder.
What fun we had riding together. What a goddamn mess we are making of things.
But we have to move on because someone's going to get kidnapped.
Arthur, have you seen that boy, Jack?
No.
Where's my goddamn son? Where is he?
I've that line where
Didn't they? They took my
where
son.
Abigail says, "Where's my goddamn son?" Why would she? I don't think she would say that. I don't think any mother would say that. I don't care how upset you are. You're not going to refer to your son that way. As damned.
We will bring him back to you.
You might say, "God damn it, Dutch, where's my son?"
Temerity to touch one hair on that boy's head.
Yeah, that's not that
You have my word.
that didn't ring true. But you can see the pain in Abigail's face, which is a tribute to the CGI in this game.
We just heard about Jack. You need some extra guns?
Yeah, why not?
And pretty much everyone except Kieran and Mr. Pearson go on this run.
Let's ride.
Dutch assembles the whole team.
Okay, let's go get that boy back.
Except for Mrs. Adler. I don't know where she is. Micah said, I wish they showed how Jack got kidnapped. Like a cutscene, perhaps. Yeah. How did that happen? I'll tell you how it happened. He was looking for Kane. And you know, one of the Greys grabbed him and they sold him to Angelo Bronte.
We have lived in this house for 120 years.
Which is very dark. I mean, they don't really talk about that much. And I'm glad they don't. They don't really get into it. John asks them, are you okay? Did they do things to you? But they don't really talk about how Angelo Bronte likes children and recruits children like Fagin from Oliver Twist. It's interesting that Angelo Bronte has a grown-up gang and also employs children. But then again, Dutch recruited Arthur and John as kids. So
Matthews.
Yes, that's it.
Where's the boy?
My sons gave him to Angelo Bronte.
we drive Mrs. Braithwaite mad, and she runs back in like a banshee or a harpy. But
What we doing with her?
Leave her.
I told you she was crazy.
That's always a frightening scene to me because I don't understand how you could just run back into your burning mansion. Micah says, I just realized now that Angelo Bronte is darker than just a mob boss. Yeah, they don't really talk about it. They do talk, you know, he like that little quirk about him wanting everyone to take a bath before they see him. And, you know, it's like there's darkness there. that they don't really talk about, which is good.
Looking at this,
They don't need to.
that boy is fine. They took him to scare us. Nobody
But
takes
it's
him
there,
to harm him.
hidden under the surface like alligators in the swamp.
The boy will be fine. But, well, of course, Marston's scared rotten. I mean, we killed all those people.
And here come Milton and Ross.
For nothing.
No, not for nothing. For living. Now, we get
But
that
at this
boy
point, they're committed. They can't, like, run anymore, except until they get Jack.
We got a problem.
Not a problem. Visitors. A solution.
They just walk into camp,
Hey, fine.
escorted by Lenny,
Mr. Vanderland.
under parlay of truce.
And who are you?
Rip Van Winkle.
Huh.
Rip Van Winkle.
Good day, sir. Agent Milton, Pinkerton Detective Agency. Agent Ross. Ah, Mr. Morgan. Nice to see you again.
And to what do we owe the
And what's interesting about the Pinkertons, much like Hank in Breaking Bad, they are technically the good guys.
We didn't kill all them savages only to allow the likes of you to
But we're
act
following
like
the bad guy.
human
Sadie's in her
and basic
in her
decency
final
was
form,
outrooted
outlaw
and not
gear.
yet invented. This thing, it's done.
I guess she was staying at home or in camp, protecting the camp and comforting Abigail. And she didn't go on the raid, the Braithwaite raid, but I bet she wanted to.
He has forgotten himself and found only
Dutch trying to explain his philosophical differences with these guys who
Kill whom you please and hang the rest of us? Who made you the
who don't
Messiah
care.
of these
You know,
lost
they're
souls?
law and order and civilization, and they are driving the wildness and the savagery out of the land.
But I came to make a deal. It's time.
But they would not be on the Pinkertons' radar if Dutch hadn't robbed Leviticus Cornwall's train
Human beings someplace else.
You came
in chapter 1. All he had to do was avoid that, but he wanted to give Colm a black eye, metaphorically, and start collecting cash to make up for what he lost in Blackwater.
I don't want to kill all these folk, Dutch.
Nice view of Sadie from behind. I didn't notice that.
It'd be my honor to join you.
Get to see Dutch's rings.
Friends, I have an appointment to keep with
Civil War knife.
think
You
your
know
new
whose
friend should
cattleman that was.
leave
See,
now,
even
Dutch.
Miss
You're making
Grimshaw
a big mistake. All
has
of
got her trusty shotgun out.
dreadful. We
Regrettably,
have got
she will make use of that in
something
chapter
to live
6.
and die for. How awful for us. Mr. Milton, stop following us. We'll be gone soon.
I'm afraid I can't. And when I return, I'll be with
Tactically, I
50
think they should have just killed these guys.
All of you will die. Run away
It
from
would
this
have
place,
it would
you
have bought him a
fools.
little bit of
Run!
time.
Come on.
Get your damn hands off of me, boy.
And some casual racism, just so you know who's the bad guy.
And quick. Any ideas?
I know a big old house hidden in the swamps outside Saint Denis. I'm sure they'll find us eventually, but it should buy us a few days.
John's thinking about Jack,
There's a spot out by
and
Shady
Arthur,
Bell.
or Dutch consults with Arthur.
Dispute with the previous occupiers.
But that's only because we're setting up Shady Bell.
You and Arthur, ride out to make sure no one else has moved in. Lenny, go follow those fools out of here. Make sure that they leave. And John,
I will
get
say
Jack
that
back. We'll get going.
I like the rendering of John in Red Dead 2. Well, I like the rendering of everyone in Red Dead 2 better than Red Dead 1. Red Dead 1 is cruder and more harsh. And Red Dead 2 is basically a work of art. Miko says, we got the same cutscene where in Micah was there. Other cutscenes I saw he wasn't there. Also, even Strauss had his gun drawn. Yeah, everyone was ready to fight for Dutch. Note how Kieran helps Miss O'Shea out of the stagecoach. And when did they steal that stagecoach? Could I have a word, Dutch? Yeah. She doesn't have time. He doesn't have time for her. It's very sad.
got going on, and she wants to talk.
But that's the arrogance and
Everything okay with you two?
short-sightedness of Dutch. Just taking pretty much everyone for granted.
So, where are we going?
Arthur, Hosea, Molly, even Sadie. And just demanding blind loyalty as he gets more and more paranoid.
Not quite. Good work back there, Arthur. Everything went okay?
First playthrough,
Nothing major.
I wasn't really free roaming, and this was the first time I got to see Saint Denis, just as the game intended, and that was fun. You see all the smokestacks, you see the city line, and you just think about it's a whole new area of the map to explore and what's in there, and I couldn't wait to get in there. Also, I really wanted a gold Turkoman. I'd seen videos by other YouTubers, and I thought that was a fine looking horse.
Losing Sean, I see things differently now.
And I think as soon as the game let me, I just rode to the stable and bought a Turkoman.
Somewhere in the west for us. But I just
Promptly lost to that horse in an ambush, a Lemoyne Raiders ambush, the one where they have a Gatling gun.
maybe. I'm still thinking about it.
Very sad. I remember every horse I've lost in this game. And we don't lose horses anymore because
Okay, there she is.
because I'll just reload an old save. I don't care about progress. There you go. And that, my friends, is chapter 3 of the full game cutscene commentary.
Exactly.
Really appreciate you being here. Shout out to the mods, David and Leroy, Micah, Miko. Great talking to you, friends. We shall return on Friday. Not with Free Roam Fridays. We shall be starting a Red Dead 1 live commentary. Saturday is a Bruce Lee movie. Hope you're there for movie night. Sunday, we're back to the cutscenes. So we'll do chapter 5 and maybe chapter 4 and maybe chapter 5 on Sunday.
I'm
and then
superantonio.
chapter 6 on Monday. Then we'll have the epilogues to get through. Miko says thanks for the stream. Miko, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. Everyone have a great week, and we'll see you soon.